All right. You say, brother, you already on? Come on.
Yeah, we live, brother. We live. Hey, welcome everybody to the Cat and Quezzy show. As you can see, Brother Quezzy is not here today, but this is always brought to you by the Heal the Hood and Alignment Agency, where we bring health and wellness, where health and wellness unite. So Heal the Hood, if you don't already know, Heal the Hood, we go into our inner city communities and educate, motivate, and inspire our community to live a better life one day at a time, y'all. Today, we brought you a special guest. We brought you Mr. Spin City Performance himself. He's going to be dropping so much knowledge to y'all this evening, just allowing y'all to understand the human performance, how the body, how you can optimize on your performance in your body. Do you know how your body works? Huh? Well, if you don't, you're at the right place at the right time, because that's the discussion we're going to be having this evening with Brother Spin City. Hey, how you doing today, Brother Spin?
Man, I'm always happy. I'm always grateful, especially to have these opportunities to push forward wisdom, to pull forward the culture. You know what I mean?
So I know some of our viewers are tuning in. It's like, human performance, what does that even mean? So tell me exactly a little bit about what you do and how you interact with your clientele that you have.
Okay, so what we all have to understand is the human is a vehicle. The human body is a vehicle. Okay. So let's make a connection between the mechanical vehicle, which would be the cars that we drive, and the human vehicle, which is the vessel we drive. Okay, so when we go out there and we buy a mechanical vehicle, a car, okay, we get to test drive it, fill it out for space. It comes with a dashboard. I can see how much fuel is in there, how much water and oil. It comes with a manual. I pull out the manual. Oh man, what I got? How much PSIs do I need? And oh, what kind of wrench do I need? Put it back.
Hey, come on, Spin. When people get the car, they don't look at no manual. They just get in there and take it from 0 to 60.
It's true, but it all comes with it, and at least it does come with the dashboard.
But we don't utilize it.
Definitely that. So imagine, okay, so that's even better. So we're not even using the mechanical vehicle's manual. It has a whole manual written on it, everything about it inside out. If anybody was like a car lover or people that work on cars, they might use it. But what about for your human self? How many calories per day do you need to live on? What is your BMR? What is your blood type? What is your ancestral wisdom in DNA? What is your urine say about you? What does your stool say about you? What does your saliva say about you? What does your lips, eyes say about you? We know so many things without. We know how much points a basketball player put up last night. We don't know in what stage of cirrhosis our liver is in. You know what I mean? We know all these things without. We know so much about everything else in the world, but what do we know about within? Do we know how many hours of sleep we had last night? Do we know how much water that we get all day?
Sleep doesn't necessarily mean closing your eyes, neither. Because just because you close your eyes doesn't mean you're sleeping.
Real sleep, experiencing, like you're saying, like did you even get real sleep? Did you even get real sleep? How many hours were you in REM sleep? How many hours were you in deep sleep? Like all this, I know it's all scientific. Yes, it's all scientific, but it's the anatomy of a human being. So if you figure out how yours
things that they don't teach us in school,
what do they
things that they don't want us to know about? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Not them little classes. You know what I mean? Really going and tapping within. You know what I mean? Getting to really know what foods work for you and what foods don't. You know what I mean? Yes, you know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of different meal plans are up and different guidelines are up. Have it this way, but what's really effective for you? What's really gonna have you working? What makes you feel energetic? What drives you? You know what I mean? And I have a method I always speak of. My favorite human optimization wheel, and I call it the 5 better be. Call it the 5, bro. I speak on it all.
Let's hear the 5. Let's see what the 5 is.
Because I believe that if you ever get a better belly, right? You're working on your gut health. You get a better brain because the gut is speaking directly to the brain via the vagus nerve. Direct connection. Now, with a better brain, a clear mind, you know what I mean? You have mindfulness. You're more mindful about your human body. Now you get your exercise in. You know you're motivated to move. You know what I mean? You excel off of activity. You're getting strong. You're mastering your energy. You're getting your sleep.
Come on.
That's the top three. That's the first pyramid, right? Because the better belly getting you a better brain and getting you a better body. Well, then, of course, with lifestyle performance will get you a better business and a better bank. And that bank you're going to spend on the rest of the wheel, right? So, you know, the gut is usually called maybe the second brain. Sometimes it can be considered the first brain, because whatever we feed into our gut and our microbiome, like I'm saying, it's going to speak directly to the brain. You know what I mean? What does it want next? Why do we always crave sugar? Because once sugar gets in our system in abundance, our body starts to crave more. Therefore, our brain starts to crave more. They've made that connection. Now, human body, go and run off and go get me some patience. That's what we're doing to ourselves. We don't understand how that loop is working. We just think, hey, I just want to go get some snacks.
So
go get some snacks.
This is what I want you to do, because you just gave so many jewels away to our viewers and everything. But you weren't always like this, right? You had your own issues growing up, and you know we've had these conversations. You were one of our guest speakers at Heal the Hood in Richmond, and you've been to all 3 events that we hosted throughout the Bay Area, right? So we've had these conversations off camera, and I love hearing your backstory of where you came from and how you got to this particular point, because that's what I want our viewers to understand. They're hearing you, you're giving them the jewels, you giving them the game, the knowledge and everything, but let them know where you started in your own personal journey and how you got to this particular place, okay?
You know what I mean? Like, this is all spoken about in a book I call How I Made a God. So let me give you a flash. What's in there? You know what I mean? My name is Sebastian. My name is Sebastian Spencer. You know what I mean? And ever since I can remember, you know what I mean, I was on the verge of being a spoiled child. You know what I mean? Because my guardian, you know what I mean, he had a business. It was going up. It was going up. But that business started to get robbed. Bam, that led to us going homeless. So I was a homeless child living on the streets. I'm like the child from Pursuit to Happiness, right? I'm out there sick as hell. You know what I mean? I got chronically asthmatic, severely malnourished. You know what I mean? I got all these problems going on, right? My guardian, he used to smoke cigarettes like right here on me, so I might as well have been smoking ever since I can remember, right? So living hard, having a ride on the bus in circles just for heat that night. You staying at the station, staying in different rooms, living out of a motel, you know, going to school, just getting roasted, getting picked on. You know what I mean? It's like I'm all stressed out, life all messed up. You know what I mean? I made my way through that part, you know what I mean? Got back, you know what I mean? Started to mess with the streets, you know what I mean? Streets go to jail, start to come out. And the whole time I'm doing this jail thing, I was 17 years old. That's when I got into books. Went into books, started to obtain knowledge, have wisdom about the human, because I was always messed up, right? I just always been this messed up kid, this homeless kid. So how do I get good posture? And how do I get better lungs? And how do I get better skin? And how do I just calm down? How do I control my thoughts? How do I move forward? You know what I mean? How do I get out of this?
Yeah.
And I found fitness first, getting some exercise, because ever since I can remember, when I was going to school, I was playing all the sports. It kept my mind off what was going on at whatever I called home, right?
It kept you grounded.
Right. So boom, I'm like, man, I can't just exercise. I can just rip off some push-ups, just some pull-ups, and plus everybody was talking about getting buff anyway when we was in jail. So I wanted to read books about getting buff. So I'm like, bro, I'm 17. I'm like, okay, they getting buff like this. They got the machines. So boom, you know what I mean? I start to tap in, and then I'm looking at it the old Arnold Schwarzenegger way, with the casein and the whey and the steaks and the potatoes. So I'm coming out, I'm getting ripped up, getting rocked up. I still got these problems though. I'm still having them same issues. I'm still asthmatic. Man, I'm big as hell having an asthma attack. I'm big as hell having a diabetic emergencies. Man, come on, man. So we go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? I go back to the drawing board. I start to come on to the, the ancestors. I start to come on to, people that's speaking about holistic
So how much
nutrition.
time between, let's give them a realistic, because I like giving people, people, especially on social media and all these different platforms,
I
they only
need to
see
bring
the
in the
before and
class.
after, right?
Yeah,
They only
yeah.
see the before and after. Like, how long did it take you from the point where you're like, okay, I'm about to start hitting these weights, I'm about to get buff, I'm about to do what everybody else is doing in my community, until it got to the point where you're like, okay, that's cool, but I want to focus more on a deeper level on my health and these other things that I got going on, because I got these asthma issues. I got these, I'm almost a diabetic. Were you a diabetic, or you're on the verge of being a diabetic?
Borderline.
Yeah.
Borderline on and off, because by the time I was able to get tested, they like, oh, you borderline, but I've always had issues like, I mean, I always suffer from the chronic fatigue, the chronic stress, swelling, poor water retention. I was always malnourished too, bro. You know what I mean? I was severely dehydrated because I smoked all the time, basically, bro. By the time my mom got me, you know what I mean? Is my mom started to clean me up. I was about 12 years old. My mom started to clean me up. I realized I wanted to get in the game by the time I was 17. My mind changed at about 25 into
So
who
8
I
years.
became today.
Yeah. So it was an 8-year span before it kind of all just came full circle, and you start looking into a deeper level than just the physical.
Started looking to myself in the metaphysical. Yeah. Metaphysical and human history. Human biomechanics and nutrition.
Yeah. So what were one of the things that kind of gravitated? Did you hear something from somebody, or did you see something on social media that caught your attention, that like, man, that makes sense? Like, I need to start looking more into that.
It was inside me. It was inside the mirror. It's been, I know you can do better. You know what I mean? I've been in a bad state. Whatever it came from, bro, I've been in a bad state to where 2016, I was down, like bedridden for like 2 months. You know what I mean? Also, you know what I mean? I don't know what it was called. You know what I mean? They didn't say it was from diabetes. They didn't say what it was called, bro. I promise to God, they didn't say what it was called. But I'm in and out the hospital every 2 days. When they send me home, it's in a bed, in a dark room with blackout curtains, with like more pills than my grandmother lined up. And then I was like, and it was like, oh yeah, just stay back there, because I was having chronic migraines, just poor vision. I couldn't stand. I had them cold sweats. Like, I'm like, bro, this damn near miles will be it. So, you know what I mean? That had happened. And I'm like, bro, I can't go like this. I can't go like this. You know who I am? You know what I mean? Like, I just can't go like this. I looked at myself in the bathroom, trying to use the bathroom, looking all measly and all. Oh, come on, man. I'm like, this is not you, man. It's not you, man. So let's go ahead and make more out of what we were given. Then I started to take walks, and then that's when I started to get deeper into what was going on.
What was one of the first books, or one of the first things that you started researching that really spoke to you during this journey? If you could share that, or if you can remember something that just stood out to you at that time.
Like, the first book that really kicked off my life, whether it was me gonna be healthy or not, bro, was The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Right. That was like the first book that like tapped me into. That was my gateway book into, all right, I'm about to bounce back. I don't know why it was, but that was. And then I started to read a lot of the guy, Dr. Mark Hyman. I started to look at people like Ben Greenfield. And then I started to look at people like Dr. Lila Africa. So I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, different cultures, like health guru. Like, what are they really saying? What is the commonality of health? What do we find that even the elders that spoke on health, you know what I mean? You talk about Imhotep, and you could talk about Hippocrates. What's everybody saying?
Food
that
is
it's
our
about
medicine.
Vegetables, it's about water, it's about sunlight, it's about fruits, it's about what nature gave off, regardless if the humans were here or not. No seed, no soul. It is a life of its own. Right. So once I started to see, you know what I mean, between all these folks and reading their literature, I'm like, okay, I see what everybody is saying. Yeah, there's a commonality of health, but It's about knowing yourself.
Mm.
It's about knowing yourself. It's for sure about knowing how your machine works, having that human manual and that human dashboard, being able to tell what works for you and what doesn't. That's because you've had a food allergy test done to yourself. You know what foods cause microallergies now. You've done your ketones and glucose testing now. You've done your stool panel now. You know what genes are being expressed in your stool. You know if you're suffering from gut permeability. Are you even absorbing fully the minerals and the good foods that you started to eat? Yes, somebody can put you on a brand new meal plan, a brand new nutrition plan. But what do you know? What do you know about yourself and how that food is going to work for you?
Exactly.
What do you know? And that's my lane. I'll help you read over these tests that you get from these doctors. I'll help you see what, okay, I can go from omnivore, I can go from having meat to vegan. I can mess with the pescatarian. I help you with wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
And that's my job, you know what I mean, when I come in, and that's my clientele. Do you want to know how to optimize the human that you live in? Do you want to keep boundless energy? Do you have children you need to take care of? Do you have businesses you want to take care of? You want to go further? You want to go get your millions and billions? How's your human battery? How is your human capacity? How is you doing, man?
We're going to give our viewers a little bit of game today, okay, if you don't mind. You've been, like I said, you've been dropping these jewels. If they're paying attention, they're truly getting value from this particular episode. But say, you know, I grew up, I'm one of your clients, I'm coming to you, right? And I'm like, Spin, man, I see what you're doing. I want to understand how to, you know, utilize this vehicle that I have. But I grew up eating the standard American diet. You know, I grew up, I eat barbecue, I eat fried foods. This is all I know. I grew up eating cereal, pastries, honey buns. You know, I'm fast food. That's all I know. That's all I grew up with. I don't know nothing else. I don't know how to cook for myself. Where do I start? What would be one of the top things that you would tell the person that's lived that lifestyle, that's came from our community? What's the first step that they need to make in their journey?
Bro, I usually say go into fasting. I usually
what
say
does that
go
look
into
like?
fasting.
Because you know, it's all different kind of fast out there and different, you know, things that people promote. What does that actually look like when they come to Spin City?
Okay, I would say let's go on, you know what I mean? I'll say that's what you're looking at. Let's start to change our mind, right? We're gonna start to change our mind on food. We need to change our food relationship. What's our relationship? Because that all those foods we had before, it created nostalgia. I got my burger. I got my happy meal. It spoke to you. It's like, man, I got my happy meal. I feel a certain way. Okay. I got my wings. I got my, and then you go to your greens and vegetables. You kind of, you know, scoot the plate away. You're like, I had a couple of asparagus now. That's what you're saying. Look what you're saying about food. I mean, they put the greens in front of you. You like, you know, I have my veggies for the week. You know what I mean? That's what our mind is telling us. So let's change our relationship now. Let's realize now. Let's me and you talk about what different vegetables can do for you. Let's talk about what the standard American diet. Sad, man. And then let's talk about your food relationship and why you would utilize a certain food. Okay, you want to have a burger today. Why you want to have a burger?
Because it tastes good.
Okay, it tastes good, but is it good for you? Like we've had this conversation. We have this exact dialogue. You know what I mean? Like why? Like, do you feel like it's useful? Do you feel like it's gonna get you to where you're going on your journey? Because if you do, then you don't need it. But if you realize that deep down inside, you done had too many burgers this week, it's hitting you in the waist, it's hitting you with fatigue, it's hitting you with a lack of energy, it's hitting you with a lack of focus, it's hitting you with a lack of posture, it's hitting you with a lack of oxygen, right? Now you're sleep deprived. Now you're starting to feel terrible. Do you think that's making you feel terrible? Do you think that there's nutrition and herbs and fasting techniques and guidelines that I could implement into your life that could change your life and change your human capacity, your human performance of what? So no more fatigue. How can we get rid of fatigue? How can we get rid of leaky gut? How can we get rid of diarrhea? How can we get rid of indigestion? How can we get rid of? Okay, I got the solution. If you're seeking that solution, then I got you. But if that burger tastes good enough that in the near future that you could suffer from cardiac arrest, if it's anything tastes that good, you might have to go see a shrink at some point, because you have to, it was said before, but I don't know who they gave it to, but doing the same thing over and over, looking for a different result, you know what I mean? It's kind of insane. It's like, oh, you keep going back to your burger. Okay.
But that's what, as health professionals in our community, I think those are some of the top things that we deal with, right, on a daily basis when we're dealing with just people in our inner city communities, where we grew up, where we come from. This is a lot of all what they know, right? Nobody's ever explained to them the importance of food. Food was just something that if I got it, and I don't care where I get it from. You know what I'm saying? And then thinking about even the relationship with food, where, some people will spend money on so many other things but their health. You know what I'm saying? I will go get that bottle of Hennessy. I will get bottle service at the club. I will go get my hair and nails done. I will do all these other things that do nothing for my health, but I will penny pinch when it comes to the fuel and what I need to truly put in my body. Right. So these are the conversations. Come on, we have these conversations with people in the community. This is what we need to talk about. This is what we need to address. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Definitely having those conversations. Like, why, bro? You know what I mean? So, like I'm saying, because they will wake up. You know what I mean? I tend not to try to force somebody to come out of their life. I will just say, hey, the meat messing us up. I'm gonna just say that. I will say that. This meet us today and what's going around at rapid proportion is, hey, you might want to bring it down. Just consider bringing it down. Remember your boy Spin said, bring it on down. You know what I mean? And realize that because what do we battle against the most? Also in that cat is I need meat to get protein. I need meat to get protein.
But that's advertisement. That's how we've been programmed, and that's how they've advertised it to us, because that's what a lot of people actually think. You know what I'm saying? I got to have the eggs. I got to have the milk. I have to have the meat or beef or whatever the case may be. To get my protein.
Now we on the other end combating off this big marketing to our folks.
Yeah. Miss Tia chimed in the conversation, and she's talking about it's a want versus a need, right?
What is?
I want,
What is? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's talking about what we're saying about the foods and what people are craving and everything like that. They want it, right? It's a want versus a need. How do you get the person to understand they need it versus wanting it? Because I think one of the biggest things that we have to understand is allowing our community to be more proactive than reactive when it comes to their health. Right. And I say that because I see so many people wait until they get diagnosed with a high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, whatever the case may be, right? Before they're like, oh, now I gotta come see a Spin City. Now I gotta come see a cat. Now I need, you know what I'm saying? I need you, right? Prior to that, it's like, I get to it when I get to it. Right. But once you hit that doctor and your life is either on the line or you need to make some kind of adjustment because of whatever critical condition that you may be in, I'm going to go get bottle service. I'm going to get that new Benz that I may not be able to afford, but I'm going to make a way. Right. The things that we'll make a way for, the things that we'll budget into our monthly expenses and everything like that, but health is not even in the top 10.
It's not even
in a lot of households. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro. It's like, bro, you talking like that's what I talk about when I say when we compare that mechanical vehicle compared to human vehicle, people take much better care of their car than they do their one and only.
Yeah, you're gonna trick off a $2,000 tune-up on a Benz. You're gonna trick that $2,000 tune-up, you know what I'm saying? and then not do anything for yourself. You're gonna
But
put that
you're not gonna
premium
pick a
into
bad.
your gas tank and put that unleaded into your body.
Yeah, come on. And you're not even gonna, you know what I mean? Like you said, bro, you can go get bottle service, you can go spend 700 in the night. Right? You can spend it, and that's light. Okay, boom. You just come out, you bust down 700. 700 can get you 2 weeks of all vegan food.
Oh, easy.
What?
Yeah.
What? And probably access to coaches like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, bro, I do offer a course, bro, for $55 and 55 cents per month to be a part of everything that I know. My courses, my modules, my master classes, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be like, bro, I done seen y'all buy Ace worth more than that.
Yeah.
That day that you gonna smoke up, I done seen you buy a $75 horchata Ace. And I'm offering you, come on.
So where do you think the disconnections, like from what you see? We just having a conversation, me and Spin. Where do you see the disconnection with people and their health? Because I know me personally, it took my health scare as well to get me to a certain point. Luckily, I didn't have this later in life. I was actually younger, and I was able to make those changes, make those adjustments, and seek the knowledge, right? Start asking those questions, asking those deeper questions like, nah, this don't make sense. Like, you know, I know something's wrong with me. Just like you said, when you went to the doctor and you were feeling all these different things that are occurring inside of you, but they couldn't tell you. You were waiting for somebody outside of you to explain something that's inside of you, right?
Come on, man.
And when I got to that point where I'm like, well, what's the doctor going to do for me? Right. I got to start figuring this out for myself. Right. How do we present that to our community to start asking those deeper questions? Because I feel like that's where it starts. You know, we always talk about the power of the mind, how to manifest, how to create these things. And once we start asking those real deeper questions, that's why we have the podcast. That's why we have the Heal the Hood tour, to present those questions so people can start reflecting and looking within themselves to see exactly what they need to do, right? And because once you start asking, things start being revealed to you, you know, at a pace that you can understand, right?
I got a goofy one, bro.
Huh? You got one?
I got like a goofy one, bro. It's like, if you ever see a conspiracy theory in health, start to search why anybody would say it. If somebody in the world, you know what I mean, put out Bill Gates own all the farmland and he's the next big owner in vegan meats. If it looked like a conspiracy theory to you, you know what I'm saying, you on your regular, Bill Gates about to start to make burgers out of bugs and other things. I just think of why. Think of why why would they ever say that?
What would he benefit from that?
And look deeper into it. And what would you benefit from it?
No, I'm just saying, thinking like, why would he want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would he want
to? Yeah, definitely that. You know what I mean? Like I would say, just open your mind. Like, honestly, just open your mind when it comes to everything, and then start to feel yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, because it's hard, because what would be the best gateway to optimal health? I feel like you do got to have a health scare. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, the most optimal people that I do know, bro, like, they had a crash. You know what I mean? They did have that crash at life, and now here they go. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, because we learn from them humongous mistakes. You know what I mean? Them life-altering mistakes. You know what I mean? Then we start to learn. It's crazy. It seemed like that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one of the,
somebody in their family. Some of my students do tell me, like, bro, hey, my auntie just died last week, bro. His heart jumping on the call. Like, my auntie just went, bro, to high blood pressure. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? We gotta slow down. He come at me, oh, dude, high blood pressure, and then, you know, her heart. I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? It's like, see how late it is? Like, your auntie already had to go. Like, and when we put out certain information, we gotta put out certain other stories, it seems like. You know what I mean? It's like, jeez. I would just say, go ahead with an open mind overall, bro, because it's just so many ways that I see you know what I mean, to pull somebody in, but I would just say to open their mind towards overall health. I mean, of themselves and diagnose how they feel.
Okay.
I usually feel.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that we continue to see. Now it seems like, to be honest with you, this next generation is a little bit more gamed up because they've seen so much happen through their family's history. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen so many generations of people suffering, being sick and everything. And I feel like these upcoming generations are a little bit more savvy because it's a little bit more information versus, you know, people 30, 40, 50 years ago, where there's less access to certain information, right? And it's moving, I always say it's moving in the right direction. Whether you're going from, just like you said earlier, from somebody that's been eating beef and pork, and now you're moving down to just, you know, eating fish. And then eventually, you know, you start thinking about, okay, well, you know, I'm only eating fish. What's stopping me from just going completely plant-based? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just understanding where everything, like you were breaking down, how everything initially comes from Mother Nature anyways. And a lot of times when we're getting these proteins, it's recycled proteins, right? It's been recycled through the vehicle, whether the vehicle was a fish, whether the vehicle was a cow, a chicken, whatever. They don't develop proteins within themselves. They have to go get their own proteins from nature. And then we absorb whatever recycled proteins and nutrition that they've absorbed. So why not go directly to the source? You know what I'm saying? That's where I had to get to a point in my life. Why don't I go directly to the source of the nutrition and minerals that I need versus getting it recycled, especially where it comes from in our society as of right now.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it, all the hormones and everything that's been put into our foods, into the animals, all not only just the hormones, but they're with the
treatment, like overall treatment, bro. Like
that's
the beans,
the antibiotics that they put into the animals as well. All those kind of things, right? Those create different things that causes, you know, alternative diseases in us as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the side effects that happen from that. It's like, well, I can avoid all that, or I can lower the risk. I can lower the risk of a lot of these things that are occurring within my community, within my family, by just making these small adjustments. Man. You know what I'm saying? Something that I can actually control on a daily basis. Right. But it was one thing that you brought up that was really good that we didn't really get to dive into super deep, but you were talking about your detox or your cleanse that you do, right, with clients.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a 5-day go. You know what I mean? Just make it simple.
So you say somebody within 5 days of doing a cleanse can get a pretty much reset and restart to kind of start introducing more fruits and vegetables and getting away from the processed sugars and the sodium and everything that they're used to intaking on a daily basis.
Definitely.
What kind of things should people expect when they do like a detox for the first time or a cleanse?
So when we think about detoxification overall, bro, it's a system that happens on the daily. You know, it's ran by the liver and it's ran by the kidneys. Okay, so it's happening all the time. So what we're really doing when we're detoxifying is we're boosting the power and the performance of the liver and the kidneys, you know, and some other detoxification organs. Without getting too deep on that, that's what we're doing when we detoxify. So when I say we'll take a Monday, right? But we'll spend a 5 days, you know, 8 to 5 days prior prepping you for this fast and detoxification method. You know what I mean? You'll start.
I can't just jump right into it. Right? It's like a workout. I got to warm up first, get myself prepared, and then kind of transition into it.
It's like we've been eating a certain way all the way until we're like 24, 25, 26, 27, you know, and beyond. And then we're trying to say, what can we do overnight that's going to transform our mind? You know what I mean? It would seem like we need the wisdom for a whole nother, 25 years, but we cut the learning curve in that, you know, I mean, folks like us cut that learning curve right there because, yeah, I'll have to ease you in. If if a student is too far gone, they like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I've been hitting the Jack in the Box like twice a day for the last, you know what I mean, so months. I only been sleeping 2 hours, working 2 jobs. Like they're run down.
Yeah.
Their human performance is run down. They've been getting up overnight shifts just to go to 8 o'clock and do a 8 to 2, trying to get some sleep to head back out. Like, come on, man, you're about to kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I would say, while you're doing that, let's start to focus a little bit. Okay, how can we get more of something? Okay, my sleep is dwindling, my energy is dwindling. So start to fast from the things that we are putting in, causing more stress. You know what I mean? Because digestion is a stressful process to the body.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Especially if you're already packing on, I definitely would recommend going to a fast for, you know, physical reasons, for, you know, for your mental state, you know, starting to fast. So once I ease you into fast, you know what I mean, start to drop your calories per day, ease you in, get you on more water, then we could go into, you know, that following Monday, we'll fast for 24 hours. We'll only, you know, we'll fast for 24 hours, we'll only have water. You know what I mean? With lime in it, with chlorophyll in it. Chlorophyll water is usually one of the ways to go. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll introduce fruits. You know what I mean? You'll get them, you know, blend them up, infuse water even, you know what I mean? But you'll introduce fruits, right? So after Tuesday and Wednesday go by, those are water and fruit fast. And then we'll take, so what I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we'll introduce vegetables now. We'll put in any type of vegetable. You can have any plant-based. No. Only like vegetables. You know what I mean? You can even put those in a smoothie or something. Not even no full throttle vegetables yet. But when it comes to the weekend, now you can go into plant-based meals, get the quinoa involved for the density, start to get some density involved. So what we've done is we've massaged and we've gave the gut microbiota a break. We've put our body into a mode called autophagy. You know, that's accelerated cellular birth and death. The reason why that's relevant is because you want your new stem cells to grow into a clean environment, not the same dirty environment that your last cells died in. You know, so that's like flash science. You know what I mean? We're working for what you had said. I mean, we're working for the gut bugs. We're not working for the taste buds. We have to remember that when we're thinking about, you know, that burger tastes good, but we're not working. The taste buds do nothing for our liver. It's the gut bugs that we call the gut microbiome. The gut bugs are the ones running the show. The gut bugs are talking back to the brain. Remember? That's how it's going down. Just know. Just know. What you say, bro?
No, I'm just telling you to feed me more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just feed me that. Yeah, give me some more. Yeah, give me some more. Give me some more. And you're not even noticing. You just tired and you get to itis. Itis only means inflammation, family. Like, just as many times we can say that itis only means, you know what I mean, inflammation. Enough inflammation to where your body wants to shut down the external processes and only focus on the internal. It's in a fight. It's in an internal fight. So it's going to shut down the rest of it. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like a food comas, like, that's not safe. You know what I mean? You're putting your body through extreme chronic stress. That's what we're doing. Too many. Just think about what you're doing to them. Like, you feel, the more and more sluggish you feel, the more and more you feel, that's because your internal is trying to pull the energy, but you want to go work the job. You want to use the external. You know what I mean? You have one human battery. Yeah. You can split it 50-50. You know what I mean? When you up in reality, you know what I mean? You could be doing an 80-20 thing. I don't know, you know what I mean, how you live your life. But when you go to sleep, you're doing a 0 to 100. The internal processes are all going, okay, we need to get ourselves back together in 8 hours. Because I know it's this vehicle going right back out for another 16 to 20. So we got to think of our gut bugs and not our taste buds when it came to when you had said, you know what I mean, how do we shift our mind? What do we need to know? It's like, no, you're not working for taste, you know what I mean? Because taste is easily manipulated. You know what I mean? I can sell you a lighter, right? I can sell you a lighter, and as long as I put barbecue sauce on it and I smash it up and and put in the same texture as a burger, you're still eating a lighter. You know what I mean? It's like processed food can be made out of anything. You know what I mean? They're inventing, they're pushing mealworms into the food triangle. That means food can taste like anything. Because once it hits the market, people aren't even going to be able to tell the difference. So
Yeah,
we're
it's
not working.
so full
We're
of
not
sodium
working.
and all these other chemicals that they put into it to manipulate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Manipulate what your body's taking in. And that's why so many of the times, like you said, we're not getting the minerals and nutrients that we need. So we're constantly hungry. We're constantly craving stuff. You know,
craving.
your body's looking to pull as much nutrients from whatever you're putting inside of it as possible. And when it doesn't get enough, it's like, give me more. I need, I need to
I
accommodate.
need
Hold on. You said something pretty dope. I think it was on your Instagram the other day, and it was the building materials of a house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you were discussing that on. I seen a video. It was a video or a post that you had online.
And use
And
some of the building materials.
yeah,
I
building
don't know, but
materials.
you see what I mean? That's what I put on there.
I believe so. I got to go back and check. I got to go back and check. You were giving the example. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Of the body breaking certain things down and using it as building materials. And I actually used that example this week with a couple of my clients.
Okay, that's what I was saying. We were in class. It was probably the class snippet. The
Yeah,
class snippet was the big you are what you eat.
yeah, exactly.
And we made that, yeah, and we made that connection. It's like what is food doing to the cells? You know what I mean? That's what we spoke about in class. And exactly. And I got a phrase for that one too, bro. The body that you inhabit tomorrow is greatly influenced by the things that you consume today. You know
Come
what I
on.
mean? You are what you eat. You know what I mean? That's my version, because whatever you take in, and I'm not only saying the things that you eat with this, because sometimes it can be the things that you see, the things that you hear, and the things that you smell. You know what I mean? There's a stench, and then there's an aroma. You know what I mean? Those two things cause different reactions with people. But definitely, whatever you're eating on a molecular level, it's creating the new cells. When I just said the new stem cells, you want them to be born in a good environment, but also what are they made of?
Yeah.
So if we go on, like I'm saying, if we go
Integrity of
on,
these cells that you're creating, you know, each and every day.
come on, because that's how it's happening. It's happening so fast. Boom, 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 boom. You're going through all these stages and these hormones and these spikes and ups and downs and expressions and genes, right? This human, it's a lot going on in here. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on with the human. So you either gonna aid the system or you're gonna kill the system. And you can start to kill. When the system is dying, you start to be dying, bro. You just start to be dying. Like, you know what I mean? You have no energy, right? You cannot express yourself, right? You can't even, can you fight and protect your family? Can you focus on a task up to that's going? Can is your cognition up? No, you know what I mean? It's like people gotta really think about those things,
Yeah.
bro.
You know what's so funny though? We've been programmed to think falling asleep and being tired after a meal means that we had a good meal though.
Come on, bro.
You get what I'm saying? Like so many people was like, oh man, I ate and I was tired as hell. Yeah, I felt good, right? So that's, you know, understanding that programming, because we look at that as a positive in the community. Like we're searching for that. If we didn't eat and get that feeling, then we didn't eat what we needed to eat.
Don't understand, bro. They don't
You know what I'm
understand.
saying?
They don't understand that whole. That's what I was saying with the you know what I mean? It's like, since it's been such a heavy program, that's our job, bro. We the ones that gotta kind of, hey, be like, bro, you can't look at, just know that there's a truth here. You know what I mean? It's just big. That's how they pump it. Oh, go for the itis, get the itis, go to the sleep coma. You know what I mean? They do big for the sleep comas, bro.
Yeah.
They big. Oh, let me just get full and go to sleep. And they teach it to their children. Oh, get the baby go to sleep. Get a baby some rice milk. Get a baby this. Get the baby the formula. Like, bro, what? So they can go to sleep, bro? You know what I mean? We just gotta you know what I mean? It's just so shocking that I know we just gotta change. So, and I know we the change, bro. And we gotta keep on pushing this message, but we gotta keep pushing this message because it's dangerous out here. You know what I mean? Especially we want to serve our people and get our people to a you know what I mean, out of where they've been, bro, is definitely they need to care about their human battery, bro, and their human potential performance. It's hella important.
Yeah.
It's really
So a couple of things that people should been taking away is making sure that they're definitely getting enough water, enough fruits, vegetables in their daily routine, not weekly, but daily routine, right? If people were interested in finding out more about like human performance, and you were talking about, understanding your digestive health and gut health and stuff like that, where would be a place that you would recommend? So somebody would be like, oh, I want to do some more research or something, educate myself more about that. Is it something that you can kind of give our viewers real quick, something that they can go check out, something that they can go look up?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you come to my Instagram because that's all I talk about. You know what I mean? That's the number one place where it's gonna be at. You know what I mean? I'm on top of the information first. I'm on the most cutting edge of the research. But for real though, you know what I mean? Go to the Instagram, it's Spin City _performance _ make it look like it's moving. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you know what I mean? Health and wellness. If you listen to Audible books, go into your health and wellness section. If you're on YouTube, start to look up health and wellness. You know what I mean? Start to look up, you know what I mean? Uh, Start to look up the verbiage. You know what I mean? Because that's what I teach my students in the course. The verbiage of health. I mean, what does fat really mean to you? You know what I mean? It's stored energy.
Yeah.
How is fat not stored energy? It's exactly what it is. You intake of food, you either use it or you don't. It gets stuck to you.
Yeah.
It's like I believe that humans are right there. We live in a balance of being fasted, you know what I mean, and being in excess stored energy.
And I want to bring up something else that you talked about, and I heard you say maybe within the last couple of weeks, last month, you're given you're given a talk about fasting, right? And you have yourself that is pretty lean, walking around on a daily basis.
I'm ectomorphic.
Yeah. So when you think about that, right, you're pretty lean and you're like, it's only so many days that I can fast, right? Because the amount of activity that I do, the things that I do on a daily basis, I don't have enough stored energy to allow that, that fast would actually hurt you eventually because of the lack of body weight, having that lean muscle versus somebody that might be 100 pounds overweight, 150, 200 pounds overweight, doing a little bit longer fast will benefit them. You know what I'm saying? So people have to see both aspects, right? People be like, oh, well, I got 5 pounds to lose. I need to go fast for like a week. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And they feel like trash afterwards. And it was like, oh, well, that. Go ahead,
bro. I did it, bro. All February, bro. I laid out the roadmap. I gave out a free fasting course, bro, on YouTube, bro. I did it, bro. I talk about every single point on fasting. Fasting for the lean, fasting for the overweight. It's fasting for these people. What's not, who's not supposed to fast at all. How to fast, how to break a fast. You know what I mean? How to go into a fast, bro. I broke down the game, bro. And it'll be a 25 days out of 28 in February. It's called Fast February. Spin City Performance YouTube. Absolutely free course. You can learn everything about it. You can read the title.
Can you give our viewers just a couple insights, just a couple on that one that you gave away with the fasting and, a skinny person approaching a fast versus somebody that's pretty much, morbidly obese or obese?
Yeah, if you're super lean, you don't need to fast. It's nothing but intermittently. It could be a 12-12. All right, you can fast for 12 hours. You'll be safe. Always reach your caloric needs. And maybe in surplus on given days, depending on the length of the fast. Know your BMR, know your basal metabolic rate. If you are lean, please reach those caloric needs throughout the day. Don't go too long into the fast. Max would be 16 hours, so you get those longevity benefits, autophagy and apoptosis. Compared to that, on the flip side, feels super safe to go with a lot of water fasting on the overweight end because your body is working off what I just said, stored energy. If it's working off stored energy, you don't need to take in more energy. You're trying to overfuel a vehicle. You're kind of, I need to put some more fuel in. No, you don't. Use up what you got. Start to practice more fasted cardio. Just move, activity. Get up in the morning and dance. Don't eat first, dance first. Okay. Yeah. Allow activity, allow energy to be moved throughout your body, allow your breath rate and your heart rate to go up, and start to find an easy way to ease yourself into mild ketosis with fasting. And it will definitely aid you in shedding the pounds by using some successful, more long range, long term 36 to 72 hour fast. You'll be super safe. You don't ever have to get too worried.
Yeah. And I think that's the things that people don't understand. They'll find something just online, right? And they're like, oh, this is for everybody, right? And it's not necessarily for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you look at these certain fasts and different things like that, it's a certain criteria that fits for certain people, versus where somebody can put themselves into, seeing different health issues occur.
You somebody kill yourself with fasting. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many benefits. That's what I'm saying. Like we see on the social media. Oh yeah, you feel me? The best thing going is fasting. But you can kill yourself in fasting. That's why I had to explain, and I broke it all down for sure. You know what I mean? Some it's really fasting. You have a little lean, and you just keep over the fasting. It's gonna strip you of your hydration, or you're gonna start to kill yourself. It's gonna strip you of your sleep. I'm starting to feel crazy.
Your body's gonna start eating away the muscle and everything.
You're gonna feel crazy as hell. You don't got no real stored energy, no real glycogen. What? Come on, man. You're gonna drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
You gotta really be careful, you know what I mean? You gotta really find that information. I did give it all out. You really, you know what I mean? Gotta have that information. You know what I mean? That right there.
Yeah, damn. Man.
You got to be safe. Because we can hear anything on the internet. Internet will say, yeah, fasting is the way to go. You find yourself in a fast, you can't figure out why.
So we're getting towards the end of the show and everything. If anybody has any questions for Spin before we get out of here, feel free to comment. We'll try to answer as many questions as possible before we get out of here. But you're telling us a little bit about your online program and everything. Give a little breakdown of what people could expect from joining your online course out there, Spin.
We in there, we have the necessary talks. Okay, necessary health talk. We understand that our health is our wealth. And we know that the foods we eat connect to our brains and kind of control our thoughts. You know what I mean? We think about food could be a puppeteer, it could be a slave, or it could be a master. You know what I mean? Some food is liability, some food is asset. So we having, and we also have like that. We bring up the health verbiage. Like I was saying, people think about fat. They're like, oh, I'm fat because I eat, too much fat. So they try to take fat out the diet. Now they get sick because they don't got no fat for their brain. So breaking down talks like that talks about proteins and carbs, really, we have that verbiage out there. My students understand what the gut microbiome is when I talk to them. They understand what, on what cancer really is. They understand disease, how it's formed. They understand oxygen in the blood. They just have this understanding. So when we get to talking health, human health and science, and anybody, like somebody can offer you a meal plan. You can dissect that meal plan and see if it's even for you. That's what it comes in with, that knowledge itself. Now knowing how your food really works to develop your body. You know what I mean? Like you want your body, you're gonna start to know who's cooking proper. If you want to go to the local vegan shop, you know what I mean? You want to see how they cook and what kind of oil is in there. Do they okay? You'll become like a scanner for your own health, because you'll take it extremely importantly. You have a lot of whys written behind, you have an oath to your human body on why you're going to take care of it and why you're going to optimize it. You know what I mean? You have affirmations for your body. It's really, it's like making yourself, man. It's like crazy, bro. It's like bowing down to your human body. You know what I mean? So it can get you through reality more efficiently, bro. And that's what we learning that, man. How to boost cognition using things like a Rubik's Cube and You know what I mean? How to properly detox. You know, it's easy. How did I beat the common cold in 3 days? You know what I mean? I use a certain method. You know what I mean? I use a certain method of health. Yeah, health exists, but how do you get out of the common cold in 3 days? So yeah, man, no, not using no medicine, not using nothing but a strong natural immune system. How did I heal? You know what I mean? Infected wounds on my hands with all natural moves, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's really real. And we learn all that, man. We learn. Come on, bro. We really learn real holistic health, bro. You know what I
Well,
mean?
your
I
body's
got.
constantly healing itself day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? Getting getting rid of the old cells, building new cells, just like we were talking about earlier in the show. But it's the building materials and everything that we put in our bodies that weaken our
Mhm.
immune system and everything else that goes with it. That's what we fail to realize. And that's why I feel like your message is so powerful, because you empower the community to better understand the manual of the vehicle that they're driving currently. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
You know what I'm saying? It
That's
gives them a
what it's
complete
all about,
breakdown.
bro. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about, for sure, brother. That is the message. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you're just hopping in to our live segment, we're talking to Spin City Performance. He's giving us a super great breakdown of how the body works and human performance and things that we just need to think about, things that we might not talk about in our daily conversations within our community, but we need a better understanding on a daily basis, because if we want to see ourselves not end up with the high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, cancers, all these things that we see plague our community, we have to know how this vehicle works, right, y'all? So we're towards the end of our show. I mean, so much great information. If you want to rewatch this episode, you can check it out on our YouTube channel at Cat Fitness. You can also listen to the pre-recorded on our Spotify at Heal the Hood Podcast. And tell them where they can find more information about your program and what you got going on if they want to get a hold of you, Spin.
Yeah, everything definitely, brother, is Spin City. You know what I mean? Everything is Spin City, man, underscore performance underscore on Instagram, Spin City Performance on the Facebook, Spin City Performance on the Twitter, SpinCityPerformance.com. You know what I mean? I want to be the king of the Spin Cities when it comes to online presence, bro. So I'm really working at that.
Is
So
there any programs or anything that you're launching recently that our viewers need to hear about or that you want to
oh,
share?
yeah. Yeah, we got the 5 Better Be course. Better belly, bring you a better brain. Better brain, bring you a better body. Better body, bring you a better business. Better business, bring you a better brain. I'm saying we break down health and nutrition, gut nutrition, mental health. You know what I mean? Increased cognition, strength, and energy balance in the body, and how to turn it over to our business and our what we profit from, and how to bank up and reinvest into having an optimized human.
So if I want to get registered right now for that, do I go to a website? Where do I get started at?
Performance.com. It's right there up top. If you're on Instagram, you know what I mean, click the link in the bio. You know what I mean, tap all the way in. Also, y'all, you know what I mean, March 21st, we do have a free class. So click the link in the bio again on Instagram or SpinCityPerformance.com. Free class coming soon. March 21st. Human optimization. How
Come
to
on.
do it. Sleep hacks, biohacks, food, health, nutrition, cognition.
There you go.
March
Come on.
21st, fellas.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for hopping on the show this evening. Like I told
Appreciate you.
everybody, I was like, yeah, they need to hop on because Spin is going to bring it. You have so much great knowledge, and I love what you're doing within the
I hope it's
community.
effective, bro.
Huh?
I hope it's effective. I hope it really works, though. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
hope people can really understand and feel it. That's what I really hope for.
Come on. And your story tells so much because you've been there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just grew up and you just had all this. You had to go seek the knowledge and you had to go through the process. And that's what I respect about so many people's journey that have gone through the process and understand and seen the lows of the lows and had to experience all those health issues growing up and understanding that it was going to be a better way, right? But through all that, man, you were able to tell your story and now you're able to not only impact your community, but now with your online program, impacting the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing to see, man. And I'm just blessed that we were able to have you on the show this evening. So make sure y'all, before y'all get off, make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, share. So much great information. We want to get back into our community. Spin, I've been knowing Spin for like a year now, since since last year when we met at what was that event in Richmond that we met at?
The Richmond joint at the park.
Yeah,
Yo,
we met at that.
I was doing self-defense that day.
Yeah, man. He was doing the self-defense class for the community. And once we linked up, man, everything just came together. And we just, we've been chopping it up ever since. We got one more. I managed national.
Oh. And that's big. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's love.
We will definitely talk about that. Yeah. We will talk to Miss Renee offline, but we appreciate it. So make sure, like I said, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. to the Heal the Hood podcast, y'all. We have events coming up in the next couple months where we're going to be going into Excelsior in San Francisco and feeding, educating, and just providing health coaches and everything into the community, and also Lakeview in San Francisco within the next couple months. So more updates when it comes to the dates and times. If you haven't been to the Heal the Hood event, it's definitely an experience. It's a family-friendly event that we have activities for the entire family so you can better educate, motivate, and inspire each other each and every day. I'm your man, Cat Fitness. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at CatFitness3. You can follow me on Facebook, Cat Fitness. You can also follow me on YouTube on Cat Fitness as well. My website is www.catfitnesswellnesscenter.com. Make sure that you reach out. We have supplements available for our community. CMOS has so many nutritional values when it comes to the minerals that your body needs on a daily basis. If you're just looking for some coaching, also reach out. We can customize plans for your personal needs. So it was a blessing being able to serve our community today, y'all. Thank you for tuning in once again, and we'll see you next time. All right. Peace out, y'all.